All right. Well, everybody, hello. Welcome to Rainy Day Lounge, your casual podcast about anime, manga, video games, current stuff that we're doing.
Nice.
But the more I think about it, the more I want this to be more casual and laid back cuz I feel like there's so many podcasts out there that are like I'm like hardcore. I'm this and that, and I don't know. I'm so serious. I'm just like, please.
Gotta be serious.
Yeah. Also, hey, I see Lou
Thanks,
in
Rev. I
chat.
appreciate it.
Oh, Rev, and with those trying to chat you up. But yeah.
I'll take it.
Let us, if you check out the screen, I did something new little format. I'm not sure how I like it, but I think I like it way more than I did before. So now if you are a visual person and you check out the screen from time to time, now you can tell who's talking because of the little smaller icon has a little green thing that pops up now whenever somebody talks.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Very professional.
I'm glad. I tried. I'm not the best, but I'm trying. Shout out to Tilo for helping me test it out and all that.
Tilo?
Yeah. Let me introduce my lovely guest for today, Ethan Gallardo. If you want to say who you are, what you do, feel free to.
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Ethan, and I am an actor / voice actor, and do a bunch of cool things for the internet, animations, and anime at Funimation.
Yeah, and hi guys. My name is Jacob Browning. I'm a fellow voice actor. I do anime, independent video games, online cartoons. Most of my work comes through Funimation as well, and you can catch me doing some YouTube episodes, especially Create That Voice, where I voice your original content characters and tell you my process of how I think they would sound.
Super good, actually. I always forget to talk about it more, especially when people are like, "How do I become a voice actor?" I don't. There's a lot of ways that you can become a voice actor and create. Like a lot of people don't actually talk about that aspect of voice acting, actually. So it's really cool. I definitely recommend you check that series out because, like I said, a lot of people don't think of like when you look at a character that never has had a voice before, there is no reference for you. So it's always, I don't know. I think it's cool that Jacob kind of puts the process in there for you so that you can be like, yeah, interesting. I should try this out and practice that way. But,
Yeah, definitely recommend it. There's about 9 episodes right now, and I'm at a bit of a break because some things are going in motion. There's a pretty cool future happening right now. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see where it goes as well. But yeah, I guess last but not least, I am Moeka, your lovely host for Rainy Day Lounge. Most of you already know who I am, but for those that don't, for whatever reason, if you like stumble upon this podcast and you're like, huh, what is this?
She's so modest.
I'm Moeka. I am also a fellow voice actress. I do a lot of indie video games and animations. There's a few visual novels that I've done as well. But
Yeah, a couple. Yeah, there's a couple in there.
Hey, I'm still working. I'm still down there as well.
I think you got a lot. I think
Yeah.
you're doing some great work.
Aw, thank you. I'm trying. It's always a process. Well, I guess while we're on on the topic of voice acting, like, what brought you to be a voice actor?
No, Ethan, you want to take it?
Yeah, sure. It's kind of funny for me, at least, because I've been acting for pretty much all my life, but most of it has been theater and like film. And I went to college for animation and design, and we had a lot of like student projects. And the thing that would bother me the most out of everything. Like the animation could be terrible, but that wouldn't bother me. The thing that always bugged me was like bad sound, like bad sound design. And so in college, I got this really big interest in sound design, and so I started to learn how to like record things, and like mix sound and record sound and stuff like that. And that's when it kind of clicked, and I was like, wait a minute, I can do acting, but in a microphone, and it's like what I've been doing this whole time, but I can do it for like animations and voiceovers and everything. And I got really excited about it. So in 2012 is when I just kind of started um, just really pushing voiceover. And I kind of got started on Newground. And I met a bunch of really cool people through that, and just kind of kept working at it, doing voiceover for animations and films and YouTube and stuff like that. And then in 2014 is when I got my chance to start voicing in the anime industry, and that's how I got started at Funimation, and I've kind of been doing that since. But yeah, it was kind of weird. At first, I had no interest in voiceover, or I guess I didn't even consider it. And then all at once, I was like, "This is amazing. This is all I want to do. This is cool." And yeah, so that's pretty much how I got started in it. But I always had an interest in acting. I've always wanted to just act, you know. Um, and so opening the door to voiceover has been really cool because you add an extra medium that you can kind of um, you know get to push yourself towards. So that's how I got started. It was kind of on accident, but I really enjoy it now.
Nice.
Oh, I'm glad.
Quick question from chat, Ethan. Did
Oh
you
yeah.
go anywhere to learn animation?
Yeah, actually, I went to Texas A&M University in College Station, and they have a major there called visualization. And I had gone for animation and video game design, and during that time, I spent a very heavy focus in video game design and development, and so that was a big part of what I did. But once I got into voiceover, I got to do all like character voices for video games and stuff that we would make at school, and it was like really fun. So yeah, that's where I learned a lot of my stuff. But there's a lot of really good resources online, and a lot of people, especially like artists and animators, they're usually pretty open about their process and things like that. So you can probably pick up a few tips from just seeing who you admire, who you look up to in the animation industry, and kind of try to learn some things from them.
Hey. Jacob, do you want to go next or?
Sure, yeah. Kind of follow up what Ethan said. I've been acting for a very long time. Kind of did some church plays when I was younger, but I didn't get really into it till high school. Just doing my school plays there. Just kind of always interested in it because my family did it. So I started acting in the school plays, and I found out that was the one thing I really loved because when you're in high school, you're thinking about like, oh, what do I want to do? What do I want to go to college for? And I was trying to find a field that I loved, and I never experienced something I loved as much as acting. So I decided to go that route. Went to Ohio State University to pursue, a theater degree, and stage acting is extremely. I mean, it's extremely hard to make a living off of any acting, but I was thinking I can do film acting, possibly make somewhat of a living instead of just stage. But the film industry was really really difficult and very time consuming, like the months you had to dedicate to it. And of course, as a college student at the time, I didn't have much time to commit to doing a play every night or doing film for months at a time. So I was looking for something a little bit more flexible, and that's when I found voice acting. I didn't know it was so accessible at the time. Maybe around this was 2009, 2010. Uh, and I would watch Newgrounds and see people doing the cartoons. I never put it together that these weren't professional people. These were just people probably at their computer just talking into a mic. So discovering people like Ego Raptor who made a name for himself just voicing his own cartoons, doing his own animation, and finding voice acting club forums. I think her moniker was at Reina-chan.
Mhm.
Reina-chan. She like she made it super accessible, and the community was just like, here's what you need to be a voice actor, and here's the best way to approach it. And I learned a lot from that, and thought this was a great avenue to pursue that was flexible with my schedule, and where I was living, because you have to be where the jobs are, but working online you could be anywhere. So I started pursuing that path, and like Ethan, probably like a lot of people, I just fell in love with it. It became my favorite form of acting, mostly because I just love video games, cartoons, and anime to death. So, just put everything I could into it. Making demos, finding studios, finding agents, moving to Dallas. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. Moved to Dallas, and things are going incredibly well. I'm very happy with where I am, and I'm happy with the friends I've made, such as Ethan and Moeka here, and always willing to help out and make new friends. So, what about yourself,
Aw.
Moeka?
For me, I sort of similar in I've been doing theater since I was like in middle school.
Hmm.
And I loved it, but at my school, because where I lived was like, it was a small community, usually it was like the same 3 people cast as leads, and I am short and not the most attractive, so our teacher would always cast the same people over and over again, which doesn't leave much opportunity for other roles, because he picked like small cast shows, if you will. So
Right.
it was just kind of like, well, if I can't be on stage and like practice that way, I guess I can do voice acting, cuz at the time when you're younger, you don't really think about it. It's kind of like your situation where it was just like, oh, like there are people online that do it and they're not professional. They're just regular day people. And I was really lucky that my mom would like entertain my hobbies. So she was just like, "Oh, you want to be a voice actor? I'll buy you. We'll see if we can buy you a microphone then, like when it's on sale or something on Black Friday." And so I was really lucky in that sense. And so yeah, I like would just sit down, download a torrent of a show, and then I just sit down and kind of dub it on my own, even if the script made absolutely no sense. But I did that, and I kind of started doing it professionally because a few years ago when I mean, oh God, that kind of goes into why I started streaming and stuff. But basically, while I was moving, I put my stuff in storage, and everything got stolen.
Oh
And
no.
yeah, and short story was my social security and my birth certificate were in a case in that storage facility. And so when you need to get a conventional job, you usually need social security, birth certificate, like ID. And I didn't have that. So at the time, I had taken my computer and interface with me to my mom's. And it was like, well, I know voice acting. I've been doing it for a while. I feel comfortable enough now to be like, hey, like, I will do this small role for like $10, $15 or whatever online, or if you need a voice actor, hit me up. I'm willing to negotiate. And I've been very lucky, and at the same time I knew that voice acting it wasn't gonna do it on its own, because it's not a high paying job. So yeah, what I did was I started streaming, and lo and behold, MegaMoeka became a thing, and I've been very blessed, and for me it's definitely paid off. I like the community might be small, but like you guys are so supportive, and I don't want to cry because I've done it multiple times on stream before, but been very
Oh
blessed,
no.
and I'm very
Oh no.
humbled that those that do come and watch and subscribe have been with me for quite a while now. Some of them have been here since the beginning.
All right.
but
Awesome.
but yeah, that is my spiel, my life story.
Yeah, no, it's nice to have such support. Your subscribers, your parents, and I don't know though. I mean, I thought you were a person, but you might be a bot now.
Oh
You
no.
got no social security, no birth certificate. I
Well,
don't know.
now I
Whoa.
do. Now I do. It
Uh,
was
Oh,
God, it
he's
was
off the
the
grid.
most painful thing to get those papers replaced because to get one you
oh yeah, oh
needed
yeah.
like two other forms and it was like, well, I don't have that. And
Right,
then
you're missing the two most important ones.
yeah. Yep. And so it was a process. Oh my god, I don't
Mm.
wish it upon anybody. But yeah. I was gonna say, Jacob, back to you. For
Yeah, what's up?
your Funimation start,
hmm
how did that happen? I think some people might be very interested in that.
Sure, sure. Well, I'll give you the whole spiel. Uh, I moved to Dallas right after I graduated, 2011. I moved there, no job. I moved there with my girlfriend at the time, and we didn't have any connections in Dallas. We moved, it was her car, and we had two cats and living in this terrible duplex. And I just tried my best. I had my demos. I was showing them to every agent, and I was emailing Funimation, which they're, for those who don't know who are interested, they have an email address that you send inquiries to, and they'll add you to this list that they bring in whenever they want to try out new people. And I was confirmed for going, but I didn't have a set day to go. So for 6 months, I was struggling to live in Dallas until finally, like, money just ran out, and it was very tense, and I just had to move back home. And I failed. I felt like I failed miserably. And the week I came home, like 2 days after I got home, I got an email to come in for an audition. And I was I was like so furious. I was debating, like, oh man, maybe I fly down there and just do the audition somehow. But like, no, I don't want to lie to them. I don't burn that bridge. I think it was for like Blood Sea or something. I think that's what the audition was going to be for. And it wasn't until years later, I think 2014, that I was much more secure, and I moved back to Dallas to pursue it again. And believe it or not, this time it was more of a just happy circumstance. You never know in this industry who you're going to meet and who can help you out, and where you should go. They kind of tell you, oh, when you're an actor, you go everywhere, have your business card on you all the time, make sure you can connect with people, right? You got to get out there, get your face out there. Well, the one time I decided not to go out, I had some friends going to a play, a local play, and it was my best friend Nicole and somebody else in my improv troupe, Jessa. And Jessa was a theater teacher, and she just happened to know one of the parents. One of her students' parents happened to be at Funimation and just happened to be at this theater at the same time. And luckily, my two friends were good enough to talk about me. And the guy, his name was Robert McCollum. You might know him. He was nice enough to give them my email, and I emailed him, and he just shot me some pointers and let me know when they were testing new people, and I got brought in to do my first recording for One Piece, and I worked on One Piece for about 8 sessions in 5 months, and it kind of slowly branched out from there. The more I got to record, the more I got to know more people, and the more people were willing to take a chance on me. And now it's been almost 3 years now.
Ooh. Dang, you guys have been making strides, I feel. I know it's such a weird thing to be like, 3 years, but really, like, in this industry, I feel like it's pretty good timing.
Yeah, um it's tough to say, but timing is everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's who you know, it's when you do it, it's a little bit of luck. And obviously it plays out differently for everybody.
Oh,
Some
yeah, definitely.
people it could just happen big time, right then and there. And some people, they got to keep working hard for a lot longer. And as they say, it's hard to compare yourself to others, especially
Mhm.
people who are doing better than you. But you have to know yourself. You have to know where you are. You have to know what you're comfortable with. You got to know what you're good at and what you can be better at, and just give it your all, because that's all you can do. And knowing that makes it a lot better. Like I'm extremely humbled and grateful for where I am right now.
I'm glad to hear. I feel like for any aspiring voice actors, I feel like that's one of the things you just kind of have to learn is, I mean, if you don't live in the area, it's gonna take a little bit longer, so you can't get disillusioned if it doesn't happen like immediately.
Yeah, there is a lot of online work, but obviously being in the area, it will help you out tremendously. I mean, that's why everyone goes to LA.
Mhm.
And to answer chat, uh, King Arthur, I don't have a named character in One Piece. I did a lot of bit parts throughout the show. Um, Named parts later, I've worked on Cheer Boys with Ethan, and I've done All Out. And the biggest role right now is probably going on right now. My first girlfriend is a gal, where I play Kago. But yeah, I've done a lot of things in One Piece. And I'll have you know, just if you're interested, my first role was a bunch of I was on a Wallace session with it was me and three other guys, and we were recording for manticores, these like lions with human faces. And it was just a lot of me growling and roaring for about an hour as chasing, the main One Piece characters around.
Ethan,
Eh,
what about
What's up?
you? Do you
Me?
have any roles that you want to talk about? I don't want to leave you
Yeah, sure.
out.
Well, I mean,
He's
um,
working on a big show.
no, no. I mean, I just want to say that like my experience is somewhat similar to Jacob's. Um, like I moved to Dallas just because I wanted to get out from where I was, you know. I like didn't
Mhm.
come here with voiceover on my mind, or even Funimation on my mind. I didn't want to be uh in my hometown, which is a very small town. It's very close to the border, and the only thing that's there is like touristic opportunities, and it's nothing but food and like shopping malls. You know, that's it. And
Mhm.
and so after I graduated in 2014, uh, I was shooting a movie, or I was acting in a movie um, that fall. And as soon as we had wrapped, I was like, all right, I'm just going to move. I took the first gig that I could, and it was at a software company. And I was running, like, you know, quality assurance tests for software and apps and things like that. And at some point, I think I always knew that I wanted to do voiceover or acting, even though I was in a completely new place. And I was working that job for like probably a year before I even like got the opportunity to talk to anybody from Funimation. Um, but the whole time I was there, everybody that I met at my old job was like, "Oh, I know people at Funimation," or "Oh, I know somebody who does voice directing and all this stuff." And people just kept saying that, like, "Oh, I'll get you in touch," or "Oh, I'll see what I can do." And like all of them fell through, you know? And so
Mm.
it started to kind of sink in where it was like, you got to make it happen for yourself. At the end of the day, making connections and knowing people is a great thing, but like you also have to really put the effort. And, it's one of those things that nobody's going to really hold your hand, through. You kind of have to just take a chance and make the stride to kind of do this stuff, which is what led me to produce my own reel. And I remember sending it to Jacob and, asking for critiques and stuff like that because, you
Mhm.
know, I didn't have the time and I didn't have the money, especially the money at that point in my life to, take these expensive workshops or get a demo reel produced by a professional engineer or anything like that. It would have, cost me pretty much everything I had at that point. Um, and so I just took a chance on, my own judgment. I was like, I think that this is good enough, and so I sent my reel in. Like Jacob was saying, they have an email that you can kind of just send your information to, and they put you on a list. And luckily enough, I sent my reel in, and I think it was like the following day, I got an email saying, "Hey, can you come in later this week?" And it all just kind of fell into place. But it took me almost 2 years since I had moved to a completely new place to just get to that point in time where I had that opportunity, you know?
Yeah, it could definitely
So
take time.
yeah, so I had to be very patient. And, of course, I had plenty of times where, I beat myself up over it, or I was like, am I good enough, or I'm not good enough, or, all these things going through my head. And that's, everybody experiences doubt, sometimes, but whether or not it's rational is a different thing, Um, and so that's kind of how I just got started in voiceover. But I've experienced a lot of great opportunities to kind of grow and learn new things, learn how to audition better, learn how to make characters better, and all of that. It's just been one big journey, and I think that's something that's really important. So many people want to just like be where you're at and just jump to the top, and
Right.
you can't really do that. You have to. There's a bit of a climb, you know. Um, I think every experience is an opportunity to learn, whether you succeed or fail. Um, and I kind of just try to stay level headed about that, and try to take every experience in that light. So, you know, everybody has their own kind of journey that they need to go on. And I had known Jacob before I was at Funimation because we both do improv together. But it's been even uh, a greater pleasure to do shows like Cheer Boys and All Out, and see his character and my character on the same team or on the field, and being like, "Hey, I know that guy. That's my buddy Jacob." And with any other friends we have in voiceover, like it's just fun to hear their voices in the shows and just be like, oh man, we're all a part of this
Yeah.
really cool thing.
Yeah, we're just cheering each other on.
Yeah, basically. And for me, I think my first like big jump for me was One Piece as well. When I played a character named Ikaros, and he's in the Captain Hordy arc. Um, and he's not a huge character, but he's got a handful of episodes that he's in, and he has a battle with Frankie, and can't remember, maybe Sanji, I don't remember. But just recording for that, kind of gave me this big confidence boost to just be like despite where I want to be or where I think I'm at, like I'm here now, and that's huge in my personal journey. And then after that, I had an opportunity to play a character in My Hero Academia named Manuel, and he's Tenya's pro hero tutor, I guess you would call him. And so
Mhm.
that's in the second season of My Hero, and I really love him. He's called the normal hero, and I love that. There's something really charming about just being a normal dude. He can control water, so that he's not that normal, but he's called the normal hero.
He's
I
a
love that.
waterbender?
Yeah, he's straight up a waterbender, man. I
Oh
watched too
man.
much Avatar. So, but yeah. So it's been a bit of an experience. We've all had our ups, we've all had our downs. Um, but I guess that'd be my advice to any aspiring voice actor, is to just kind of stick to it. You're not going to land every role, but you can sure as heck try out for everyone, and you should.
Mhm.
And just see what you can get. Meet new people, make new friends, and
It's
just
funny you say that because, like, being an actor, just get ready to audition. Like 98% of your job will just be auditioning.
yeah,
You
it's
know.
true.
Viking in chat says, "Have you done any Shakespeare?"
Oh yeah.
Shakespeare,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I did before before I went to university, I was doing like early college stuff, and I was really, really, at the time, I thought I was going to be an English major, and I had done like a whole year of like British literature and like Shakespeare and all this stuff. So I had like a phase where I was just like, I love Shakespeare, and did a whole bunch of the plays and stuff like that. But when I got to school, I was like, nah, I'm just gonna. I like video games; those are cool, right? So, and yes, it is possible to be a voice actor without having VA in your Twitter handle. Twitter handle.
I like chat's response where yeah, just change it to VO.
Yeah.
Actually,
It's funny.
I had that debate because, like, well, honestly, I'd had my name just Jacob Browning. I like just leaving it simple, but that was already taken because I was late to Twitter, and I was like, all right, I could just add VA or VO, and then I had this like week-long debate of like, which one do I use, VA or VO?
Yeah,
But I mean, the VA just kind of shows like you're taking it serious, like you want to be known for being a voice actor, you're pursuing voice acting. But I mean,
Right.
that's how I took it. It was just like just letting everybody know, I'm serious about it. But
Yeah, I think I just did it because I think my name is taken. And also I remember when I was making my website, Ethan Gallardo like .com or anything like that is it's taken, and it's like the worst website ever. Like it's just a picture of like a kid jumping into a swimming pool and like nothing else.
yeah, I remember I looked it up.
And I was like, I can I have this? Like, I could do so many better things with this website than what you're doing right now, buddy. So
He was like, no, it's impossible.
it's mine.
I've reached perfection.
Yeah, he's ascended.
Now, here's a question for everybody. I saw it in chat. If you guys were in a Tim Burton film, which would it be, and what character would you be?
Which Tim Burton film?
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh.
I'll go ahead and go with the answer because I already read the question. But I would just go with Beetlejuice. That's my all-time favorite right there. And I think Beetlejuice is one of like the craziest, most fun characters out there. He's barely in the film. Like if you actually watch the film looking for him,
Yeah.
I think he's only like 11 minutes of the 90 minutes of the whole movie. But that's just how impactful that character is, man.
That movie
He's
messed
so
me
fun.
up when I watched it as a kid.
Yeah, was it the snake scene?
It's the dude that has the shrunken head. That freaked me
Oh.
out so much.
Yeah.
I
No,
hated
God,
it.
God,
Yeah.
we need to watch that together sometime. I love that movie.
Well, it's funny is like around that scene, they're in it's like some sort of like purgatory, right, where everybody's dead, and you
Mhm.
can see how they've died. But as a kid watching it, it just went over my head. I was just like, oh, it's the afterlife, and everybody's weird, I was just like, oh. But then as an
Being
adult, I'm
dead
like,
is fun.
oh God, that person committed suicide, and that person was run over, and that person was cut in half. I was like, what's happening?
Oh man, I think for me, it might be Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good too.
Yeah, that's
Hey Zone, they are. Literally just was about to say, aren't they making a Beetlejuice too?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, now I have something to look forward to. See how it goes.
Yeah,
I know
Zone knows what's up.
I also saw somebody else say something like, what do you think you would be doing if you weren't a voice actor?
I agree, but America, you haven't responded to Tim Burton's question yet.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's so hard. I think I hate being asked these questions. There's so many that I want.
You can do a rapid fire.
I think mine would have to be between Sweeney Todd and Beetlejuice. So good. I think Beetlejuice, just because it's like, I don't know, it's so crazy. I love it. Lydia's so cute.
So would you do like Helena Bonham Carter and then Lydia?
Yeah.
I forget her character in Sweeney Todd, but you guys got it.
Or I would be Jack Skellington just to run around and say, "This is Halloween," and never stop the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys weren't voice actors, what would you be doing? That's a good question.
That is a really good question.
I think
I'd be a film actor.
I would be. Yeah.
No, I'll think of a better response.
I would probably be working like a regular job, like I don't know, working at some convenience store or clothing store. I don't know, something like that. And then I'd be like,
Okay. What would you want to be then? you got like hardcore realistic on us. Like,
well,
what would you want to pursue?
realistically, probably is what I would be doing if this all didn't work out.
Well, what would you want to pursue?
feel like there's too many things. Like I don't know if I had the chance to go back to
like-
school too. I don't know what I would pick, honestly.
I'll give you a little bit of a cheat. I think you're already doing it. Like
Oh.
you're doing like personality stuff. You're doing personality work. You're doing you're streaming. Like those are other jobs.
That's true. Yeah, I always forget. It's so weird because when you think about it, like streaming and personality type jobs weren't really personality jobs, there were some that existed, but a few years back, like I mean, streaming really didn't exist as a job. So it's kind of easy to forget that it is a thing now.
Silent Mr. Dave. You think you could handle being a booth girl?
Actually, you know what? Maybe. I mean,
Yeah?
I have done some sort like not booth girl specifically, but in Dallas, there's this thing called Dallas Market, which is like a bunch of clothing people that are like they have like a little
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
expo. Yeah, I they would like pay me to look after the clothes and basically like model it, like put it on and then walk around the area, and then people would be like, "Hey, I like what you're wearing. Like what booth area is that at?" So I can go buy like 20 of them as samples to see how they sell.
Yeah, I
So I
remember
guess,
when you were in
yeah.
town for that.
Yeah.
I know me personally, I honestly I would be doing any other form of acting or actually personality kind of stuff too. But if I had to stay away from that stuff, I would be a writer. I'd like to focus on creative writing. Writing short stories, novels, writing scripts, screenplays. I've always enjoyed writing. I kind of do it as a hobby. When I was in college, I did a double major. First major was theater, but I felt like I should have a backup, actually get a degree I could really use, and I had a journalism degree. And I didn't like journalism much in reporting the facts, the story, but I loved the feature side of journalism, where you got to be more creative with your stories, tell other people's stories. I really liked that a lot. And for the longest time, one of the goals I was pursuing was being an entertainment journalist, such as doing video game journalism or anime journalism. I interned for 6 months at Anime News Network. I was shooting for that for a
Oh.
while, but I mean, I have a day job and I'm a marketing writer, so I got the corporate writing down. But I'd love to do more creative works.
Mm.
What about yourself, Ethan?
Yeah, I would do something similar to what I have experience in. I really enjoy editing. I really like video editing and like visual effects kind of things. The last job I had was like purely graphic design, you know. But I would like to do more like video editing. That'd be a really cool gig. Just something that like I know I can get lost in and really like I don't know. That's one of those things that I can like video and audio editing. I can sit down at a desk and I can just kind of lose myself and just get really, really into my work. Those are things that I really enjoy doing. So I'd like to do something like that.
I might hit you up for some.
Oh no!
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, editing can be really fun, especially if you want to get really creative with it.
Mhm.
But there's also some points in editing where it's just very tedious and time consuming.
Yeah. I think the worst crossroads that I come to is where you kind of fall into this situation or this this aspect of design where there is no wrong answer, you know, and you're like, I really like this, but I also really like this. What do I do? What do I pick? And that's the worst because it will always be on the back of my mind. Like, what if I just did the other way? But
Yeah.
that's part of it. So
I know, sadly, I have not been watching too much anime since we last talked.
You know
Uh,
what?
I've been.
I'm gonna have to say same.
Yeah, I know we've kind of all been busy. I mean, sadly, or I guess the show I've mainly been watching is just My First Girlfriend as a Gal, just to support the show I'm in. Which, by the way, I'm not sure, America, if you've seen it, but the last episode that I wrapped in, that was a huge challenge for recording.
Oh
But yeah, there's like
no.
a long period of me rapping.
Oh, I bet. Actually, let me pause there to say, hey, do you want to check out anime? Do you like dubs? Subs are there as
Yeah.
well. If you would
Yeah.
like a 2-week free trial, let me pop it up on the screen for you. You can start your 2-week trial free if you go to funimation.com/MegaMoeka.
Popped up
You're
on the screen.
welcome. Yep, you're welcome. Enjoy that free anime. Helps me out as well. So yeah, if you like dubs, if you're like, well, I don't have time to read and multitask. Well, here you go, sir.
smooth segue,
Funimation.
First world problems.
P3,
I
thank you
can't
for subscribing.
read.
Well, I'm in my shill mode. But yeah,
Yeah.
take
Well,
that out of there.
Helps out the entire anime industry, so it's all
That
good.
as well.
Yeah. Want to get your ecchi on? Watch My First Girlfriend as a Gal. You know, actually, I heard that it's the second most popular show this season, and that's got me super pumped.
Oh, that's good.
It's like right behind My Hero Academia, which of course is conquering the anime world right now.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, for sure. I've been keeping up with My Hero 100%. I love it. God, it's such a good show.
That's a show I need to start watching. But
Please do.
oddly enough, this morning I was just feeling like I need to watch some anime, maybe talk about it. But so the anime I put on before our meeting was Polar Bear Cafe. I decided to just watch an episode of Polar Bear Cafe. So I was checking it out on Crunchyroll. And yeah, Silent Mr. Dave, you know what's up, man. Let's get etchy. Polar Bear Cafe, I gotta say, just from the first episode alone, I'm pretty intrigued. I'm pretty pumped. It's got this weird this funny juxtaposition of the style. So the whole world and all the human characters, it's got the kind of typical anime feel, but the animals themselves, because it's a human living naturally with like animals that of course can talk and walk and all that. It's the animals are drawn in a realistic manner, while everything else in the world is the typical anime style. But of course, the even though they look realistic, the way they're drawn, they still act very anime style. I mean, like the panda, he's always blushing, and his mom's always getting that like angry head nerve. It's just there's all those kind of tropes. But it's a funny show so far, and Panda speaks to me. He's just this lazy, procrastinating guy. He's trying to get a part-time job, but he doesn't want to do any of the work, so he's just trying to find a job where he can be lazy. But what about you guys? Anything you've even been dabbling in?
Honestly,
Anything you're interested in watching?
I've been just watching My Hero, and I got, as you can tell from the screen, based on my icon, I've gotten really into the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime. It took me by surprise. It's super good. Like, quality, the animation itself is amazing. It's beautiful. The characters, I love them all. I don't think I can't really pick a favorite. I just enjoy them all. It's I don't know. I was pleasantly surprised with how good it is.
Nice.
I've been so behind on Pokemon, and that's anime and video games. I haven't played Pokemon since Pokemon Yellow, and I haven't watched an episode of Pokemon since
I was
Togepi hatched.
I was gonna say, I feel like Sun and Moon anime is a really good starting point for people who just have fallen out of Pokemon and haven't kept up with it,
Sure.
honestly. Because you don't like they introduced a whole slew of like new cast members, and I think the reason I really enjoyed it is because there's Pokemon that I'm familiar with because of like the first 150, and then they just take a few and give them like a Hawaiian version, if you will, Alola.
Yeah,
But
I love the original so much, and I was really happy to see some cool, if not weird, updates on them. Like there was like an ice Sandshrew. Sandshrew's my favorite Pokemon. I was like, cool, new
yes.
Sandshrew. And then of course that weird was it Execute with his like
Mhm.
super long neck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Giraffe Execute.
No, yeah, I love it. It's like there are some completely new Pokemon, but there are some of the older ones that are like you said, they're just like a new take on them, and I love that because it gives me that good nostalgia feel.
Nice.
But yeah, I feel like I don't know, I feel like maybe you should give it a try because anime wise I haven't really kept up with anime for Pokemon at least for a very long time. So
Hmm.
I was just like, that's kind of what kept me away from Sun and Moon. I was just like, I haven't really played the Sun and Moon game too much, and I don't know. I was just worried that I would be like, who are these characters? Like, I don't know who they are, and no, I was surprised. It was just really easy to transition into it.
Mhm.
Cool. What about you, Ethan?
Um, just been watching the classics, King of the Hill, Cory in the House. Um, what's another meme anime? Shrek? I
Okay.
don't know.
You see
Um,
Bobby goes Super Saiyan.
yeah. No, I love the episode in Cory in the House where Mosby San comes out and gets really upset at Zach and Cody Chan. Um, but that's Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, Simon Mosby, or Cory in the House. What am I talking about?
Oh my
Jeez.
god.
No, I've
You're
not seen
such a
that.
wee mixing up your
I
those.
know. It's because I was looking at my bed and I saw my Mr. Mosby Dakimakura looking at me, and that's what brought it up. Um, but no, I think the last anime that I watched was, and I had mentioned it last time I think, but was Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. That was the last one
Yeah,
that I kind of just like sat down and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. So I watched that a while ago. I'm trying to go back and watch some anime that I had either seen or started but not finished. And right now I am watching through Absolute Duo. Um, I don't like it very much, but I'm just trying to get through it. um, so I'm like halfway through that. I've seen the first 5 episodes of Neo Yokio, which is a controversial topic in itself.
I I watched all 6 episodes, and
Mhm.
it's a ride.
Yeah, I mean, I've
well,
gotten this far, like I'm episode 5 out of 6,
Mhm.
so and I think it's fine. I don't really have anything to complain about.
yeah.
It's a show that knows exactly what it is, and I can get behind that.
I
Um,
That's the one. It's like Netflix, Jaden Smith, right?
Mhm.
yes, yeah,
So correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, obviously, I haven't looked up much information about it, but there was something I read where it didn't seem like it was a typical anime. Like it was more of like making fun of it almost.
it's a bit of a
And that
parody. Yeah.
yeah, and it was supposed to originally air on like Cartoon ADHD or whatever.
Mm.
So I thought it
Yeah,
was strange. I was like, what's with the why are they making an anime parody?
yeah.
I don't know because they got an actual studio that does know what they're doing and has done
Yeah.
anime things before, which is why I can't in good faith be like they know what they're doing because I honestly I can't tell you. Like I don't know, some parts I'm like, "Oh, maybe they do know what they're like maybe they do know that what they're referencing and they are making like a parody of it." But sometimes and I was just like, there's no way that they like I don't know, it didn't seem that well thought out to me. So I was just like
Yeah, that's the other thing too, is like it feels kind of, I don't know what the word is. Like the writing is definitely there. Like there's definitely a sense of self-awareness. There's
mhm.
definitely a sense of parody, but at some points it just kind of seems like they didn't care what went in this spot. They were like, let's just do this. All right, cool. It seems at some points it seems like a episode of regular show where it's just kind of
Mhm.
like, oh, this is something weird we could throw in there. All right, that works. That fills up some time.
Are we
Um,
sure it's just not candy propaganda? I've been seeing them
it
carry just
is.
hard candy
It's
bars.
Toblerone. The whole
Toblerone?
the whole anime is a advertisement for Toblerone, which I
Yeah,
re-
that's
which
what
I
I
really
that's what I'm
love.
thinking.
Um, I really love because there are dramatic scenes in the show
Yeah.
where there's just a huge Toblerone just like sitting there, and you can't
Yeah,
take it seriously because it's just so ridiculous.
yeah.
Um, which I really appreciate.
Mhm.
Um, I've had this conversation before. I don't know if I've mentioned it to you guys, but like I'm a big fan of absurdity in shows. Like I find absurd things to be hilarious.
Mhm.
Um,
Right.
and I also find things that are self-aware to be hilarious. But when things that are self-aware try to push what they are too much, then it starts to lose. It loses me as an audience. And
I see.
so the thing that I've compared this to is when it first came out, I was super excited about Keijo, which is the butt sport anime.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I was super hyped because it looked like a show that was super aware of what it was. It was like, we're fighting with our butts. But then the show took its butt fighting so seriously to where it wasn't even like funny anymore. Like I was like, I don't believe that like that you're aware of what you're doing. Like this is just, it's transitioning into something that I don't think is fun anymore.
Mm.
I don't think Neo
I got you.
Yokio crosses that line. I
Oh,
think
no,
it
no. I agree.
I think it just knows what it is, and it's ridiculous and stupid, and it's Jaden Smith in an anime. That's it.
No,
So
yeah, literally, just as Ethan has said. But I will say it's not the greatest show, but it is very entertaining, which I can't say a lot of shows keep my attention, but this one, I mean, this one did. Like
Hmm.
it's I don't know, I found it funny. Like it's a little bit cringe, which I think is why I really
yeah,
like it too. It's
yeah,
just
it's got
like
some moments.
yeah, some of that cringe, I'm just like, ooh, that cringe. I'm
Speaking of
hooked.
cringe, that is an anime. I watched the first episode of that new show on Netflix, Big Mouth. Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
gosh.
It's
Oh my
bad.
gosh. I think it's terrible. I think it is a
uh,
scourge on the face of the earth. I
What
I
is
cannot.
haven't
that?
I haven't heard a single thing about it or seen anything, so I
It's
have no idea.
ridiculous.
I'm
So I
lost.
so I've looked up reviews because I was
Yeah.
like, surely the world agrees with me.
Hey.
And it's gotten pretty solid reviews across the board, like from what I've seen. And
Oh
I'm just
wow.
like, no way. Like this doesn't make any sense to me. But whatever, not for me. A show that I did recently watch that I did really enjoy, from the recommendation of a friend, was BoJack Horseman.
Oh, that
And
show is so good.
I had seen it like years ago when like season 1 or 2 came out or something, and I didn't like it. Like I don't know why. I don't know. I guess it's because I thought I was walking into something like funny, like a comedy, like because I love shows like Bob's Burgers and things like that. It kind of looked almost in the same kind of style, and so I was like, all right,
Right.
this should be fun. And it wasn't the episode I saw. Like it wasn't happy. It wasn't sad. It was just an episode. And I was like, all right, I that's not my thing. But then I went back and I watched all of season 1, and then I was like, all right, I got to keep watching all of season 2, all of season 3, and season 4 just came out, and I finished it, and I was like, that was awesome. Like that was a ride I was down for. So BoJack Horseman was a great little treat for me, I think. especially because I don't find too many things on Netflix that I'm like, I don't know about y'all, but Netflix like is so hit or miss for me. They either have something I kind of want to watch or something I don't want to watch at all. I never have anything that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to watch this show. Except for The Office. That's it.
Oh
But-
no, I find a lot of things I like. But I mean, I hear what you're saying. I got it. I know. Lately, I've been watching. I just watched a new Twin Peaks season, which
I've heard that's
I'm not
good.
sure.
I'm in
if
the
you guys like
process
Twin
of
Peaks.
finishing the second season.
Okay,
That's true. There are a lot of shows that I haven't seen.
I'm a big fan of the run of that show, Twin Peaks. It's phenomenal. I love it. Yeah, I watched the new and boy, like it was a mixed bag for me personally. Like it's totally different, and it asks a whole lot from the viewer. So
Oh.
just very very mixed on it. And
Oh, I
especially a
want
lot
to see. I want to see. Oh, have any of y'all seen? What is it? Ozark? Is that what it's called?
I don't know that.
Ozarka? Ozark? That's the water bottle, right? It's the one with Jason Bateman. It's a TV show on
Oh,
Netflix.
I know which one you're talking about. Yes, I think it is
Ozark.
called Ozark. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that was a really good show.
It is. I I don't even know how I found it, but I think it honestly I think it was just like, ooh, Jason Bateman. All right, I'm down. I'll watch an episode, see how this goes. And it like I don't know, the premise and everything was just like the way it was handled. I was just like, whoa, I actually really like this. I came in here for the husbando, and I'm getting substance. What is this?
I have
Listen,
not
Nick the
heard of
Fox, you furry.
I have not heard of this, but I looked it up, and like the poster is a bird over a pile of money and a gun laying beside it, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
pretty much.
it's a drama, so
I've been wanting to see. So I'm waiting for. It's October now. I'm waiting for Netflix to just start throwing a bunch of new horror movies
mhm.
our
You're
way.
getting the new Stranger Things.
That is true.
Oh,
Stranger Things is
yeah.
coming out. Stranger
That's what I was
Things.
about to say, because October, I watch a horror movie every day. So like that's what my October is going to be. I think tonight I'm going to watch the original Frankenstein, Universal. I love
Ooh.
that film. And of course, if anybody hasn't seen it, the new It is
It's
freaking
amazing.
amazing.
I loved it.
Yeah, it's so good.
Go see it.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it, so I've heard really good things about it though, so I guess I will have to now.
Yeah.
I see Zone has watched the new Twin Peaks. It's- But I mean, yeah, like that new season is so crazy because I mean, I think they gave Lynch just freedom, and if you haven't seen Lynch's other works, I mean, yeah, he's bizarre, and it's not. I mean, personally, I think it's not much of like telling a story as much as it's making you like feel. Like he'll do a lot to just get certain feelings out of you that may not make sense.
Mhm.
But yeah, like he was given free reign in season 3, him and Frost, and yeah, it gets super crazy. Sometimes really cool, sometimes like I wasn't really, but it was kind of mixed. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the new Stranger Things. The first
Yeah,
season was
totally.
crazy. Other than that, me and my roommate we're dedicating our October to horror series.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna watch all the Friday 13th, all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, and of course Freddy versus Jason. Those will be out there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna watch the Final Destinations. I haven't seen this. I've only seen the third one, and I thought that movie was hilarious. There's nothing scary about it. I thought it was one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
They're all pretty great
And
to watch.
I'm also gonna show her, and this might, I don't know, this might get people riled up, but I was gonna show her the Netflix Death Note. Because
Actually,
I mean,
yeah.
I haven't read the manga. I've seen the anime. I really like the anime
The
a
anime's
lot.
fantastic. Yeah.
It's one of the best. But like I know a lot of people got upset by the Netflix version, the adaptation. And personally, me, like, I thought it was fun. I like I'm able to look at it in a different light, because like yeah, light is totally different. There's a lot of things that are just crazy, and you're like, this no way. But like for a movie and as like for an adaptation, I think it's just got a lot of like it's just done well. It's got this certain style to it that I think really works with the film. There's a lot of like the soundtrack's really cool. It's got this like synth wave music to it.
Mhm.
It's very stylized. The shots are really cool, and I just take it as like it's almost like a Final Destination. It has that same feel, and it's like a teenage kind of horror movie. And I
Mhm.
think if you're willing to just give it a chance, I think you have a lot of fun. So I'm going to show her that. Have you guys had any interest in seeing it?
I've
I
watched
haven't
it.
seen it yet.
Oh, you watched it,
I
America?
I
Or-
have. I have, as a fan of the original manga, I just feel I wish they had changed the names for the characters like they did for Misa, like Misa's character or whatever, Mia. I
right.
just
It would have made sense. Yeah.
I think it would have made more sense, and I would have been more happier because then it wouldn't be like, oh, like these are not one-to-one adaptations of these characters. Because otherwise, when I hear Light and I see this like dumbass teenager doing really dumb, cringy stuff, I'm like, that is not something that Light would do in the manga. So it was just is a little
Yeah.
off-putting, but I will
He-
say it was a very entertaining movie, and I did like it for what it did. I wish it handled the characters themselves a little differently.
Yeah, Light. I think Light was the biggest change, and yeah, he makes a lot of dumb moves. But like, I think L was handled pretty well for the
Mhm.
most part. I found him pretty cool. And but like, I get what you're saying. Like, I think maybe it could have done better or pleased people more. That if it wasn't really the same characters, but it was more just about the Death Note itself and Ryuk. Like, what if the Death Note and Ryuk came across somebody else, somebody who wasn't Light, but it was the same kind of Death Note story. Like, here you are. This is what the Death Note is. How will this person handle it?
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. I feel like that would have been far better, and it would have interested me more because it would have been a different take on like I don't know. It's just like, oh, this is set in America. So this is like what potentially could have happened if it landed here. But I
Yeah.
just, I'm like so
You guys
mixed
got
on
any?
L. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna. We're already talking about Halloween. That's gonna. You guys got any costumes?
I
Mm,
don't, not yet.
this is the I have this struggle every year.
Yeah.
This is the hardest thing. I don't have any idea of what I want to be. In my head, I want to be Pennywise so bad.
Yeah, man.
But if I did, like I would have to go all out. Like it would
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
be
You
like
got to go hardcore.
yeah. But I love his design. It's so great.
Moeka, did
Um
you see the new it?
No, I haven't, not yet.
Oh yeah.
Sadly.
so good.
Gotta see it. Gotta see it. Go on, Ethan.
Um I mean I would want to be it. I want to be Pennywise.
Yeah. You're not
Um,
any concerned about what happened to the clowns last time? Where like
Oh,
all these cops
well,
were caught on clowns just hanging out
no,
in neighborhoods.
that's the okay. So that's the other thing is because last year I was the
Yeah.
clown for Halloween.
Oh, you
Because-
were?
Yeah, because of all of that stuff that was going on.
That sounds.
That was the reason. Yeah, pretty much. I'm just trying to. I'm poking the bear basically. But yeah. So last year I was a clown because I was like, everybody's already on the lookout for clowns. Might as well be a clown.
Oh my god.
So this year, I think I can't be a clown. I think there's some kind of rule. Can't do it 2 years in a row. But yeah, I haven't figured it out yet. If I was like more into cosplay or like good at it, I might be more creative to figure something out from like a show that I've done or something like that. But I'm still thinking.
I do know there's costumes you can buy for cheer boys. There's breakers cheer uniforms.
Really?
Yeah,
Finally?
I'm always on the edge of buying them.
Wait, you gotta link me because I've been looking for a Breakers jacket for the longest time.
Well, it's not like a jacket. It's like straight up, just like
Is
cheer
it the?
clothing.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I want
Yeah.
I want to be a cheer boy. I am a cheer boy.
Yeah, I think we could go to like a Halloween party both as cheer boys. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I know me personally, I've been I was like thinking about 3 costumes this year, and I got one, and it's Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. I just went with
Oh.
the Disney route because I know one of the parties I'm going to is hosted by somebody who just loves Disney. So I was like, I'll get a Disney costume. So I got somebody sewed me up a Gaston tunic, and I got everything.
Nice.
Other than that, I think I just might go like Han Solo. I've never done that before. And the third one, I'm trying to think of like a new take on Shredder from TMNT.
Ooh.
But I've always loved Shredder. I think Shredder would be one I'd like to cosplay.
Dang.
But we'll see. That one might be a little bit more complicated and time consuming.
I'll be a Ninja Turtle. I'll just paint my whole body green and like try to punch you the entire night. Nice.
Oh, Betty Boop's a good one.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
nice,
that would
Violet.
be fun.
Yeah, Ethan, go as Zone Dan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
Zone.
can all cosplay as Zone Tan for Halloween.
I just need it's like a cut off purple sweater and some boots. Yeah. And the
Yeah,
little
Yeah.
you already got the look.
Yeah, pretty much.
That adorable face.
Yeah. That's me. Just for you.
That's why
Zone.
you shaved. I know now.
Yep, you got me.
I was gonna say, I know Tilo was very sad that you shaved off your beard.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, Ethan's not the same. He's not the same Ethan I know.
It grows back so fast, but I don't know. Every now and then I have to switch things up just so I don't feel I don't know. It's like a personal kind of like I need change, so a quick way to do that is get a haircut or trim your beard or shave your beard or buy some new shoes or just small or I rearrange my room all the time. That's a great way to like kind of give me a whole new like wave of energy and feel like oh yeah, things are changing, things are going great kind of thing, just to get myself out of like feeling stagnant after a while. So
Oh,
yeah,
no,
I
yeah.
dated a girl who did the same thing.
yeah, I think it really helps me when I start to feel that way. So yeah.
No,
It's
same
little
for
ways.
me. If you watched if anybody watched my vlog video that I put out, I like rearranged my whole room. I used to have an L-shaped desk, and I got tired of the smaller portion. So what I did with my roommate is I disconnected that piece and I put it so that it would just elongate the regular table for the desk portion, if that makes any sense. Watch the vlog.
I gotcha.
It'll make sense then.
The most hardcore vlog you'll ever see. Knock your socks off. I did not know there was a new Starship Troopers movie, but I know the old one is a lot of fun.
Ooh.
Just talking to chat there.
Yeah.
I love the original. It's like a sci-fi action movie that's very campy. But I didn't know there was a new one.
Yeah, I didn't either. I'll have to remember to put that on my list. But all right, I feel like that's a good stopping point for the podcast. It's been like a
Yeah.
little over an hour. I mean, that's pretty good, especially for
That's
just
true.
coming back right into it.
Oh, man.
So, I guess thank you, Ethan and Jacob, for joining me.
Yeah.
You
Feel
are
free.
very
It
welcome.
was awesome to be here, and
for
thanks for
having
hanging
us.
out, chat.
Yeah, thank you. Huge shout out to chat and everybody who subscribed and donated. Appreciated. Or not donated, but subscribed and followed. There we go. But yeah, if you want to follow Ethan or Jacob, their @ symbols or handles are right above their pictures. Ethan, you can find him
Yeah.
at Ethan Gallardo VA. Anywhere else that you want to
And
plug, Ethan? Or
Nope. That's where you can find me. Twitter is where I like to hang out. So just hit me up at that on Twitter.
And then Jacob, you can find him on Twitter at Jacob Browning VA, also on screen if you would like to find him on Twitter. Any other thing you want to plug?
yeah, that'd be the most important one. Obviously, I have like Instagram and a page, but Twitter's best for me. And yeah, I mean, feel free to message me, guys. Always willing to talk to new people.